Okay, so let's dive into something pretty cool today.
Right.
Veterinary imaging.
Yeah.
Ever wonder how vets get like those super clear pictures of what's going on, like inside our pets, like way beyond just your basic X-ray?
Yeah.
We're going.
It's pretty remarkable what we can see now.
We're going way beyond that.
And what's interesting is we're kind of at this turning point, I think, in veterinary medicine where for so long, X-rays have been kind of the go-to,
Right.
you know, the standard.
Tried and true.
But they really do have limitations.
Yeah.
You know, it's like trying to judge a 3D sculpture by like its shadow on a wall.
Yeah, you're only getting one.
You're missing
like, depth and detail.
Especially with a patient that moves.
Especially with a weakly patient that doesn't love to hold still.
Right. A squirmy puppy.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a cat.
And that's where cone beam computed tomography, or CBCT, comes in.
And so instead of that flat X-ray image, you're getting this full 3D model that you can rotate and examine from every angle.
Oh, wow.
So
we're talking like seeing those tiny bone fractures in a cat's paw, or like navigating the nasal passages of like a brachycephalic breed like a bulldog.
Precisely.
Wow.
CBCT gives us that level of detail.
Okay.
But I know what you're thinking. Isn't that a lot of radiation?
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Traditional CT scans get a little bit of a side eye for that already.
Yeah, and for good reason.
Yeah.
But CBCT is different.
Okay.
So it uses a targeted cone-shaped beam, and it focuses it on just the specific area of interest.
Oh, okay.
So think of it as like a spotlight versus a floodlight.
Okay.
So you get the detail where you need it with a much lower radiation exposure.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I've also heard that there are some limitations, like needing the animal to stay absolutely still.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's true.
Okay.
Motion can blur the images, which defeats the purpose of this high precision technology.
Yeah.
So that's why sedation is sometimes necessary.
Okay.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
There's this company, iCRco.
iCRco.
They're making waves with their Claris V system.
iCRco, I haven't even heard of them.
They're relatively new.
Okay.
But they're applying their expertise from other healthcare sectors, and they've created something that's truly groundbreaking for veterinary use.
Okay.
It's a point-of-care CBCT system.
Point of care. So does that mean like you can wheel it from room to room like an ultrasound machine?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You got it.
Okay.
No need for a dedicated CT suite. It's compact, it's mobile, and it can even run on a standard outlet, which makes it accessible for smaller clinics or even mobile practices.
Wow.
It's really changing the game, especially for emergency situations.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine a dog comes in with a suspected spinal injury. You could get those 3D images right away.
Right away.
No more waiting to refer out to a specialist or something.
It's really changing the way vets approach critical cases.
Wow.
But beyond emergencies, the Claris V is being utilized across all kinds of fields.
Oh, wow.
Let's start with dental care.
Okay.
That's where we've seen some remarkable advancements.
Okay, I'm all ears.
All right. So one of the biggest challenges in veterinary dentistry is seeing what's happening beneath the gum line.
Right.
Traditional x-rays just don't cut it.
Right.
But the Claris V gives vets this crystal clear view of the entire tooth, including the roots and the surrounding bone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they can spot like bone loss around a tooth root?
Yes.
Which I'm guessing is not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
Okay.
It's a sign of periodontal disease,
Okay.
which is incredibly common in pets. And, you know, without those clear images, vets might miss this until it's quite advanced.
Right.
But the Claris V allows for early detection, less invasive treatment, and a much better prognosis for the animal.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So it seems like the level of detail this provides could really impact how vets approach all kinds of procedures.
All kinds.
Making them less invasive and just more precise.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
And, you know, that precision minimizes the trauma for the animal, and it often leads to a faster recovery time.
Right.
But there's another aspect we haven't touched on yet.
Okay.
Misconceptions about CBCT.
Misconception is like, what kind of things are people getting wrong?
Well, one common myth is that CBCT is only good for, like, specific procedures,
Okay.
like dental work.
Okay.
People think it's too specialized, but the truth is it's incredibly versatile.
Okay.
We've talked about dental and emergency use,
Right.
but vets are using it for everything.
Wow.
From orthopedic issues to evaluating nasal passages to even guiding tumor removal.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I can already see how that kind of like detailed 3D view would be helpful in so many situations.
And that's the message we really want to get out there. You know, CBCT, particularly systems like the Claris V, are not just a niche tool anymore.
Okay.
This is the future of veterinary care.
It's truly remarkable how technology is like changing the game for both vets and their patients.
Yeah.
I'm eager to hear more about how this is playing out in different areas of veterinary medicine.
Yeah, me too. So welcome back.
Okay.
We were just discussing how versatile CBCT is becoming in veterinary medicine.
Right. It's not just for teeth anymore.
It's not just for teeth.
You mentioned it can even help with evaluating those tricky nasal passages, especially in breeds like pugs or bulldogs.
Absolutely.
I always heard those guys can have a lot of breathing problems.
Yeah. Brachycephalic breeds, the ones with those flat faces, they often have all sorts of anatomical quirks in their nasal passages. They're turbinates, which are these delicate structures that help to filter and warm air. They can be crowded and twisted.
Oh, wow.
And traditional x-rays just don't give you a clear enough picture to see what's going on.
But CBCT does.
CBCT does.
So vets can actually see if something is blocking their airways.
Exactly. It's like night and day. They can identify polyps, tumors, or even just structural narrowing that's making it hard for the dog to breathe. And that clarity is key to deciding the best course of treatment.
So are we talking surgery in some cases? Because I know those nasal passages are pretty delicate.
Surgery is sometimes necessary.
Yeah.
But the precision of CBCT allows for minimally invasive techniques.
Okay.
They can even use it to guide instruments during the procedure.
Wow.
Making things much safer for the animal.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much this technology is changing things.
It's amazing.
But I'm also curious about something you touched on earlier.
Yeah.
You said there were these misconceptions about CBCT.
Yes.
What else are people getting wrong about it?
Well, another big one is that it's too expensive.
Okay.
Too high-tech for the average vet clinic.
Okay.
But systems like the Claris V are actually designed with affordability in mind. Plus, when you consider the long-term benefits, it's a really smart investment.
You're saying it can actually save money in the long run?
I think it can.
How so?
Well, think about it. If you can diagnose problems earlier and more accurately, you can often avoid more invasive and expensive procedures down the line.
Right.
Plus, being able to offer these advanced imaging services in-house that can reduce the need for referrals, which saves both time and money for the pet owner.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But what about the learning curve? Isn't it difficult for vets to kind of get up to speed on using this new technology?
Well, iCRco has put a lot of thought into making the Claris V as user-friendly as possible.
Okay.
The software is very intuitive, and they offer really comprehensive training programs to get vets comfortable with the system quickly.
Okay.
They even have online forums where vets can connect with each other and share tips and tricks.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a whole community of vets supporting each other.
It is.
That's really smart.
It's not just about selling a piece of equipment. It's about empowering vets to use it effectively and confidently.
Yeah.
And that's what ultimately leads to better care for our animal companions.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much thought goes into not just the technology itself, but also the human side of things, like the training and the support.
It's really important.
So it seems like we're seeing a real shift in veterinary medicine. Is that accurate to say?
It is.
Would you say that CBCT is becoming like the new gold standard?
I think it is.
Allowing vets to make faster, more accurate diagnoses and provide more targeted treatments?
Exactly. And it's not just about seeing things more clearly.
Yeah.
It's about thinking differently, being more proactive, and ultimately providing a higher level of care for our pets.
I'm already starting to see that we've talked about dental care and nasal passages.
Yeah.
What are some other areas where CBCT is making a big impact?
Well, one area that's particularly exciting is orthopedic care.
Right.
CBCT allows vets to see the intricate details of bones and joints like never before. They can diagnose fractures, assess the severity of arthritis, and plan surgeries with incredible precision.
So they can actually see how the bones are fitting together, how the joints are moving all in 3D.
Exactly. And that level of detail is crucial for making informed decisions about treatment.
Okay.
For example, in the past, a dog with a complex fracture might have needed multiple x-rays from different angles.
Right.
But with CBCT, they get all the information they need in a single scan.
Wow.
With less radiation exposure for the animal.
That's amazing. Less radiation, more detail, quicker diagnosis. It's a win-win all around.
It is. It's all about choosing the right imaging modality for the specific situation.
That makes sense. It sounds like vets need a whole toolbox of imaging techniques at their disposal.
They do.
With CBCT being one of the most versatile and powerful tools in that toolbox.
You got it. And as the technology continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative applications of CBCT in veterinary medicine.
It's an exciting time to be in this field.
It really is.
I'm already impressed with how much CBCT can do, but I'm curious about what the future holds.
Well, one area that's really starting to take off is the use of CBCT in exotic animal medicine.
Exotic animals. So we're talking about things like birds, reptiles, small mammals.
Exactly. These animals often present unique challenges when it comes to imaging. They can be small and delicate, making traditional X-rays difficult.
Right.
Anesthesia can also be risky for some species.
So with CBCT, you can get those detailed 3D images without having to put the animal under.
In many cases, yes.
Wow.
It's a game changer for exotic animal vets, allowing them to diagnose and treat a wide range of conditions with much less risk to the animal.
That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that these advanced imaging techniques are becoming available for all kinds of animals, not just dogs and cats.
It's a testament to the dedication of veterinary professionals who are constantly pushing the boundaries to provide the best possible care for all creatures, great and small.
I couldn't agree more. It's inspiring to see how much passion and innovation there is in this field.
And that passion is fueling some incredible breakthroughs. Another area where CBCT is proving invaluable is in zoological medicine.
Zoos. So we're talking lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my.
Exactly. Imagine trying to get a clear X-ray of a lion's fractured leg.
I can't even imagine.
So CBCT allows zoo vets to examine the animal safely and effectively. They can get detailed images of bones, joints, teeth, and even internal organs, helping them to diagnose and treat a wide range of conditions.
Oh, that's remarkable. It sounds like CBCT is playing a crucial role in the care of some of the world's most endangered and vulnerable animals.
It is, and it's not just about treating individual animals. It's also about contributing to conservation efforts by helping to maintain healthy populations in zoos and wildlife sanctuaries.
It's incredible to think about the ripple effects of this technology. It's reaching far beyond the walls of the traditional vet clinic and making a difference on a global scale.
Absolutely. And as we continue to explore the full potential of CBCT, we can expect to see even more amazing applications emerge in the years to come.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what the future holds for this incredible technology and how it'll continue to shape the world of veterinary medicine. But before we get ahead of ourselves, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier. The importance of minimizing radiation exposure, especially for young animals or those who might need multiple scans.
It's a crucial consideration, absolutely. Even though CBCT uses a lower dose of radiation compared to traditional CT scans, it's still something we need to be mindful of.
So what steps are being taken to make sure that CBCT is being used safely and responsibly?
Well, there are a few key things happening. Firstly, veterinary schools and continuing education programs are placing a strong emphasis on teaching vets about radiation safety protocols. They're learning how to adjust the settings on the CBCT machine to minimize the dose while still getting the necessary images.
So it's not just about having the technology, it's about knowing how to use it wisely.
Exactly. And secondly, there's a lot of research going into developing new technologies that can produce even lower doses of radiation without sacrificing image quality. So the future of CBCT is looking brighter, literally.
I feel like that.
With even less radiation involved.
That's fantastic news. It's encouraging to know that the focus is not just on creating sharper images, but also on making the technology safer.
Right.
But I'm also curious about the ethical considerations surrounding CBCT. We've talked about the cost and the radiation. Are there other things that vets need to be thinking about?
Well, one of the most important aspects is informed consent. Pet owners need to understand what a CBCT scan entails, including the potential risks and benefits before they give their consent for the procedure.
So it's about making sure that pet owners are active participants in the decision-making process, not just passive bystanders.
Exactly. It's about having an open and honest conversation about the best course of action for the animal. Weighing the potential benefits of the information gained from the scan against the potential risks.
And I imagine that conversation also involves discussing alternative diagnostic options if they're available.
Absolutely. It's about providing pet owners with all the information they need to make an informed decision that's right for their furry family member.
That's really important. It's about respecting the human-animal bond and recognizing that pet owners are the ultimate advocates for their animal's well-being.
Exactly. And it's about fostering a strong partnership between the vet, the pet owner, and the animal.
Yeah.
Based on trust, transparency, and shared decision-making.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. It's not just about technology or medicine. It's about relationships, compassion, and doing what's best for the animals we love.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So I think we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive.
We have.
From the nitty-gritty details of how CBCT works to the broader impact it's having on veterinary medicine and the human-animal bond.
We've certainly explored a wide range of topics, and I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear what's next.
Me too. So let's move on to part 3 of our deep dive, where we'll delve into the future of veterinary CBCT, explore the potential for even more groundbreaking innovations, and discuss the role of this technology in shaping the future of animal care. All right, so welcome back to the deep dive.
Yes, welcome back.
We've been exploring this incredible world of veterinary CBCT.
We have.
And I'm excited to see where this conversation takes us next.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
It has been.
We've gone from those like flat, shadowy x-rays to this detailed 3-dimensional world of CBCT. And it's clear that this technology is really changing the game for vets and animals.
Totally. We've seen how it's revolutionizing everything from dental care to emergency medicine, even extending its reach to exotic animals and those in zoological settings.
It's amazing.
It is. But what's next for CBCT? What does the future hold?
Well, one area that's particularly exciting is the intersection of CBCT and artificial intelligence.
AI.
Yeah, we're already seeing AI being used in human medicine to analyze medical images. And I think we'll start seeing similar applications in veterinary medicine very soon.
So you're picturing AI software that could actually help vets interpret those complex 3D images from CBCT scans.
Exactly. Imagine a program that could analyze a scan of a dog's knee and pinpoint areas of concern like cartilage damage or ligament tears.
Wow.
Even subtle things that the human eye might miss.
Yeah.
It could save vets so much time, help them make faster diagnoses, and ultimately lead to better outcomes for the animal.
That sounds almost futuristic. Are we talking years down the road, or is this something that's closer than we think?
It's closer than you might think.
Really?
The technology is advancing so rapidly, and I wouldn't be surprised to see AI-assisted CBCT interpretation becoming commonplace in veterinary practices within the next few years.
Wow, that's incredible. It seems like the possibilities are endless, but we've also talked about some of the concerns surrounding CBCT, like radiation exposure.
Right.
Are there advancements being made in that area as well?
Absolutely. Reducing radiation dose is a top priority for researchers.
Okay.
They're developing new detectors and algorithms that can create high-quality images with even lower levels of radiation.
That's good news.
That's good news for everyone, especially for animals who might need multiple scans over their lifetime.
Yeah, that's reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
It's a relief to know that the focus is not just on creating sharper images, but also on making the technology safer.
Right.
But beyond the technical advancements, I'm curious about the broader impact of CBCT on veterinary medicine as a whole.
Yeah.
What kind of shifts are we seeing in the field as this technology becomes more widely adopted?
Well, one of the biggest shifts is a move towards more preventative care.
Okay.
With CBCT, vets can detect problems earlier, often before they even cause any symptoms. That means they can intervene sooner, potentially preventing more serious issues down the road.
So it's not just about treating sick animals, it's about keeping healthy animals healthy.
Exactly. It's like taking your car in for regular maintenance to prevent major breakdowns.
Right.
CBCT can help vets identify subtle changes in an animal's body that might signal a developing problem, allowing them to address it before it becomes a major issue.
That's a huge paradigm shift, it seems like. CBCT is giving vets a whole new set of tools to not only diagnose and treat illnesses, but also to predict and prevent them.
You're absolutely right. It's a much more proactive approach to veterinary medicine focused on wellness and early intervention.
And that's ultimately what we all want for our beloved pets, right? Longer, healthier, happier lives.
Couldn't agree more. And I think CBCT is going to play a vital role in making that vision a reality.
It's truly inspiring to see how technology is transforming veterinary medicine and deepening that bond we share with our animal companions. Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of veterinary CBCT.
We have.
I had to say, this has been an incredibly eye-opening journey for me.
It's been fascinating, hasn't it?
It has.
We've covered so much ground, from the technical details to the ethical considerations, from the practical applications to the broader impact on the human-animal bond.
I feel like I've gained a whole new appreciation for the complexities of veterinary medicine.
Yeah.
And just the incredible advancements that are being made. And I know our listeners are walking away with a wealth of knowledge about this game-changing technology.
I hope so.
And hopefully they're also leading with a sense of hope and excitement for the future of animal care.
Absolutely.
It's a future where technology and compassion work hand in hand to provide the best possible care for the animals we love.
Beautifully said.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of veterinary CBCT.
It's been a pleasure.